Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So, how's everyone doing?
Fine.
Great. All right. Did you guys get some time to go through yesterday's notes or maybe practice something on your own? Yes, no.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Great. All right. I hope my screen is visible to all.
Yeah, it is visible.
Great. All right. So today we are going to cover two topics, potentially two topics. One would be table attributes, okay? And the second would be how to read basic data out of any table, okay? So this is what we'll try to cover today. Now, the first topic is table attributes. Yesterday we saw how to create a table, okay? So this was your table, student table, which contained multiple columns, and you saw some basic data types or the most commonly used one. Now, there are certain attributes associated to each of these columns, okay? And you can choose what attribute you like to have and which you would not like to have with each column. And let me show you what I mean by that. This, sorry. Describe students. Now I don't need to select I am practice DB again because it's by default selected for me from yesterday's session. This should not be here. All right. I hope you can see this. Now, apart from data type, like field name and data type, there are three or four other columns. One is null, then is the key, default, and some extra attributes associated to each column. Okay. What all these tell is null, which is the most basic one, will tell you if a column or a field could have blank values or not. Okay. So as of now, and by default, every column that a table contains can have null or blank records. Okay. Does that make sense?
Sorry, can you repeat it again, Akshay?
Okay. I'll show you. Let's do this in a better way. Let's copy this. See, by default, let me show you the students table first. Select star from students. Yesterday we inserted some records into this, right? Now this is our students table, which was created after importing certain values. Okay. And you will see that record is present in each of these columns. Now, by default, when you create a table, okay, let's do this. You'll see that null is written as yes for each of these columns, which means in any of these columns, in any or all of these columns, you can have null records. Null means no entry at all, and it will still be a valid entry. I'll show you what I mean by that. I'll paste this code, but instead of all these values, okay, I think we had 5 records. Just give me 1 second. Just confirm. We have 5 records. Let's create a sixth record just for tracking it. And in the name, we'll do this. Okay. Null means I'm not giving you any value. I could have done this here as well. Okay. In the student ID. But for the tracking purpose, let's do it like this. And now if I run this piece of code, you will see that there is a sixth record created, which actually is a valid record as per the database, but does not contains any value. It's all null. So by default, every column that you create in your database can contain a record, not just one record, multiple records that does not have any value associated with the column, but is still a valid entry record in your database. Now, does that make sense?
Yeah.
What about others? Yes, no.
Yes.
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 Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes.
Great. Sorry, my Wi-Fi decided to reboot itself at the most inappropriate moment. Sorry. All right, let's continue. So, is this concept of null clear or not?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So now,
Aakash, I have a question.
yes, please go ahead.
Like the one, the null which is showing in the data, it means like it will show as an entry or as a record, but that won't have any kind of value into it, isn't so?
Yes, that's correct.
So just as a query, like suppose in kind of work or a data, if it hasn't been provided and we are trying to update it through SQL,
Mhm.
does this null create any kind of conflict, or is there any way to clear that from identify and clear that?
Yes, there are ways, and we will like learn about that in the read part. I told you, no, there are four parts: CRUD, create, read,
Right.
update, and delete. So we'll cover that under the read section.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. Got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. So now this is your first attribute, which is null, controlling the null record. Okay. Now, how do you control this? Okay. And an example of this would be when you sign up on a platform, any platform. Let's say you are signing up on Facebook, Google, uh, maybe Swiggy or something like that. There are certain attributes which you are required to enter by default, like your first name or your email ID or your phone number, something like that, right? Which means they are telling you that, hey, you cannot keep these columns as blanks. Okay. So let's create a simple table. We won't do this with five, or let's do this with all these five. Who cares? We'll copy this. Okay. We will do this. This time, let's rename this as students2. And we will keep only one, two, three, four. And let's keep gender. This is not required. We will keep email. Okay. And we will keep the basic information about each student. Okay. Now, by default, I want to have first name for each student. At least let me know the first name of the student. How should I call them? So if you don't want null records to be present in particular column, all you need to do is write not null. So column name, data type, and then you start writing the attributes, not null, which essentially means this column cannot contain null records. So if I was to execute this and say describe students underscore two, first name null record goes to no, which means no, I cannot have null values into this. Make sense? Yeah.
Yes.
Now we'll do a lot of drop and recreating these students too. Okay. Because we need to cover a lot of attributes. Okay. Now the second attribute is your unique attribute. Okay. Unique means you can only have one entry of a record in your system. Okay. For example, when you sign up on Facebook, okay, or when you sign up on any social media or social networking platform, each email ID can be registered only once. Okay, so if I use my email ID to create a account on, let's say, LinkedIn, I cannot create multiple accounts using the same email ID. Or if I create an account on Swiggy or Zomato or something like that with my phone number, I can only have one account. Okay, each phone number can have only one account. You can't have multiple accounts with a single phone number. You can have multiple addresses, but not multiple accounts. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So imagine you have a database. Just give me one second, please. So imagine you have a database where you are storing your student records. Okay. And students can have same names, same first name, same last name, same date of birth. Gender obviously would be falling into three categories. Okay. Like there could be me called as Akash, there could be another person who could be called as Akash. Obviously, we would have different student IDs, okay, as an identifier, but the first name remains the same. We could be also having sharing the same date of birth, but the email ID for the two of us should be different, right? We cannot share the same email ID. So if you want certain column to have only unique entries, okay, as a mark of not creating duplicate records, you simply write unique. Okay, allows only unique or distinct entries. Okay, so if I run this and I run this again, in the key you will see that this needs to be unique. The first name doesn't allow null. This allows only unique entries, which means if Akash at the rate example.com is entered once into the system, that email ID cannot be used again. Make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. Now, the next two attributes, which are going to lay the foundation of a topic called as joins in SQL, is called as primary key and foreign key. Okay. And this is like one of the most crucial concepts of RDBMS. The relation part of this entire SQL language is based on these keys, foreign and primary. Now, what does primary key mean? Primary key is a unique identifier within a table. For example, you are a student in a university, or you are an employee in an organization, or let's say you go to a hospital and they give you a unique number to identify you. That unique number is actually a primary key, which means one person can hold only one unique identifier. Okay. If my student ID is 1007, okay, no other student can have that number. Or if my employee ID is 3553, no other employee will have that. I cannot also have another employee ID because one employee gets one ID number, one student gets one student ID. Neither that number would be shared by anyone. Even if I leave the organization, even if I leave my college, that roll number is always going to be mine. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. So when you are creating a database in which there is going to be a number that is going to be a unique identifier for a particular record. It could be a record for a student, it could be a record for an employee, it could be a record for a product, it could be a record for an order. Like for each order, you get an order ID. That order ID is a unique identifier. that who purchased this order, where was it delivered, what was the product. So all these unique identifiers are called primary keys. So in this table, the unique ID would be the student ID, which is the student's roll number. So how do you create this? Simply write primary key. Okay. So if I drop this, read on this, describe this, you will see that the key is now set to PRI, which means this is going to be the unique identifier for this table. Every table can have only one primary key. Okay. So unique record identifier for students table. It's students two table. Okay. And the next piece would be each table can have only one primary key. All right. So that's your concept of primary key. Now, we will understand foreign key just a bit later, but I hope this is clear, like how you have this primary key. Now, the problem with primary key is, just give me one sec, difference between primary and unique. This the difference between primary and unique is that primary key is your identifier. Okay. How should I put this? See, they are very similar to each other, to be very honest. Primary key is also going to be unique in nature. That is, you cannot have duplicate records. Unique is also going to be obviously distinct. You cannot have duplicate records. The difference lies in the fact that the primary key in future can be used to stitch records with other tables. And this is where the concept of foreign key will come into play. On the other hand, your unique attribute cannot be used for stitching purpose. It could be theoretically, like in practical purpose, you can do this, but theoretically, primary keys are built for that. Second is you can have multiple columns stating unique. Okay. I could have email ID as unique. I could have phone number as unique. So if I create a new column, let's say I create a new column, phone number, sorry, and give this an integer data type and unique, I can do this. This is allowed. Two columns can have unique, but primary key is always going to be associated with one single column. You cannot have two columns being primary key. Make sense?
So we can't have primary key twice in a
No,
table.
no,
Okay.
no. Primary key is always going to be one. So if you go to a hospital and they give you a unique hospital ID, okay, that is going to be primary key in one particular table. In that table itself, there is not going to be another primary key. And this will become more clear when we get into the concept of foreign key. Okay. Now, with primary key, there is another attribute which is called as auto increment. Okay. I'll explain you the need of that first. We are creating multiple student records, right? Uh, it is highly likely that you lose the track of what was the last student roll number that you gave to a particular student, right? You get multiple enrollments, or in an office, you get multiple employees joining and leaving the organization in a particular month, or in concept of orders. Just give me one sec. I think primary key carries the records in which your some unique values are stored. Not exactly. Not exactly, Ayushman. Uh, like primary key carries records in which some unique values are stored is not exactly true. I'll show you why. Primary key is unique identifier for each record. It doesn't mean that it needs to be unique. For example, if I make a simple entry, okay, let's say insert into students to student ID, first name, last name, values, and I do first is me, okay. Second is also like, let's say second is you, okay. So null is allowed. So we'll keep this as null because I don't know your full name as of yet. The third entry is again going to be me. So the concept of unique is gone here. I mean, this is just me. I'm not even saying that this is a different person. This is just me. But the unique identifier in this case is this 1 or 3. Duplicate records, but the identification number associated with these records is 1 and 3. So I can trick the system, and that is why you have email IDs or phone numbers to have certain sense of unique records. Because if I sign up the other time on the platform, either I'll have to use a different email ID or a different phone number or a combination of both of those. Then only the system will try to understand that, okay, that this is a different person altogether. But this primary key is just for record keeping. That, okay, what is the unique number associated with this particular record? That record does not needs to be unique. It could be tricked, but the unique number associated with that record is called as a primary key. I hope that clarifies your doubt.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, as I was saying, there is a problem with the primary key. Okay, and the problem is you can lose track of what was the last primary number given to certain record, and that is highly likely when you are working on scale. What I mean by working on scale is when you are working on an e-commerce platform, okay, or in a hospital where the footfall is in hundreds or thousands in a single day. Okay, it's highly likely, and it becomes even highly likely when the system is being controlled by multiple users, that you lose the track of what was the last primary record number given to someone. For example, in a hospital, at a reception, there are 5 employees working at a single time. Okay, and they are giving unique identification numbers to the new patients that are coming into the hospital. Who is going to keep the track that what was the last number given to me? Maybe the last number given by me was 1037, and my colleague at the very end of the desk, the fifth colleague, he also gave 1037. So whose entry is going to be maintained? Do you get what I'm trying to explain over here? Yes or no?
No, I didn't get it.
Okay. Imagine you are you are working in a school and you are giving roll numbers to the students. Okay. Or even if we scale it further, you are working in a university and you are giving roll numbers to students. How do you keep track of what was the last roll number given to a particular student? That is I came to the university, you assigned me a number of 1037.
Mm-hmm.
The next student comes, you say 1038. Then you take a break. Okay, you go for your lunch, you come back, and you suddenly don't remember what was the last roll number you gave. Okay, or scale it even further. There is an online system, a e-commerce system, which is keeping track of orders. Okay, I log in from a system, I give, I place an order, then you log into the same website, you also place an order. So who in the background is assigning a unique number to each of us? How is that being maintained? Because right now we are manually entering these 1, 2, 3. That needs to be done automatically, right?
Yes.
So to do that, with every primary key, you associate a keyword which is called as auto increment. What it does is it takes away the problem of entering these numbers 1, 2, 3 manually. Okay. So now it will say that, okay, you don't need to enter this student ID by yourself. I'll keep track of that. The system will keep track of that and it will assign a unique entry to each student every single time. I'll show you how. So there should be a semicolon over here. Select students. We don't have any records. Now let's get rid of student ID. We'll keep only first name and last name. Let's remove this and run this. So as of now, there are no records in this table and I'm only entering first name and last name. When I run this, sorry, when I run this, what happened? Student ID doesn't have a default value. Oh, my bad. I need to drop this first. Drop it, recreate it, enter these values, and check this. 1, 2, 3 is present by default, which means my headache of entering these primary keys is now gone and the system will take care of that. Make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. So that's auto increment for you. And auto increment is mostly used with primary keys because you do not want to keep track of what primary key was last given out. You can use it with other columns as well, but mostly it is used with primary keys. Also, uh, there can be only one column with auto increment in a table. So I'll write it just at the bottom of this. Increment automatically assigns a unique value to records. Actually, a table can have only one column with auto increment. Okay, perfect. Now, this is your primary key, not null, unique. Now comes the concept of foreign key. I hope all these concepts are clear, the four concepts that we have covered so far. Yes,
Yes, it is.
Yes.
perfect. Now comes the concept of foreign key. To put it simply, a foreign key is nothing but a primary key present in a different table. Okay. Think of it like this. Let's create a table. Okay. create table if not exists. Okay, customers. Okay, and in customers, I'm going to track few simple things. Just for doing this quickly, we will say customer ID, integer, primary key, auto increment. First name, variable character, 25, not null. Last name, variable character, 25. That's all. That's all I need for this table. Next is we are going to create a table. If not exists, orders. Okay, because customers place orders. So it will be a little easy to understand. We have an order ID. This is going to be integer. Primary key for this table because each order should get a unique identification number. Primary key, auto increment. Now, who placed this order is also essential for me to understand. Is that correct or not?
Yes.
Right? So who placed this order? Some customer. Who? We track this by customer ID. This is an integer data type. It cannot be null because obviously someone is placing the order. So there must be a customer ID associated with that person. Okay. Now, how do you assign a foreign key? Okay. Now, this customer ID, which is the primary key over here, is now going to act as a foreign key over here. How? Foreign key, okay, in a pair of brackets, you mention this column name. Now, for the sake of example, I'm going to do this as CUSID. Okay, and we'll write customer ID. Okay, just for tracking purpose, we are doing this. Customer ID, which is CUSID in this table, is going to become the foreign key. Okay. And how is this going to be treated? It is going to reference on the customers table. References, customer, and within customers, which column is it going to get attached to? Customer ID. Sorry, I'm missing a comma over here. Okay. So now when this customer ID is going to live in this table, this is going to act as a foreign key. Make sense, or is it a little confusing? I know this concept can be a little confusing, so feel free to ask.
Could you please explain, Akash, once again?
All right, let's take the help of Excel. You know how to use VLOOKUP in Excel, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Let's go over. Just let me open my Excel in a sec. Now share that screen with you. Okay. Let's create our customers table. Okay. So it is bold. Sorry. Let's zoom in a little. And this is our customers table. In the customers table, there is a customer ID. There's first name. There's last name. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 customers, just to keep it very simple. I'm going to be here. Mark Twain also returns. Jane Doe. Okay. Then your Bruce Banner and Tony Stark. Okay. And these are your 5 customers in your customers table. Then there is your orders table. Just pull this up. We have an order ID, and who placed that order is being tracked by customer ID. Correct? So now order ID 1 placed by customer 5. Order ID 2 placed by customer 3. Order ID 3 placed by 1. Order ID 4 again placed by 5. Order ID 5 placed by, let's say, 4. 6 by 1. 7 by 5. 8 by, I don't know, let's say 2. So now you will see that orders are being placed by customers. Even though the order ID is unique, customers can repeat, right? It's not like one customer is allowed to just place order once and then they are not allowed to do so. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah. Now, if I want to understand this order was placed by whom, all I need to do, now this is the concept of joins. I can bring in that information by just using this customer ID, right? Equals, we look up this in this table, sorry, right, so far, comma, 2, comma, 0. So Tony Stark placed that. It's not I, it should be H, just give me 1 sec. And this should be 3. So who placed this order? Tony Stark. Similarly, I can find who placed all these orders. So if a primary key of a different table lives in a other table, it's called as a foreign key. So over here, this is a foreign key. This is still the primary key. Increase this, and this is the primary key over here. So if I have to give it a color, bold it, and this, if lives over here, bold it, this, then this is called a foreign key. Primary key living in a different table is called as a foreign key. Now,
Right.
does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Now, I think this is very clear by the example that primary key is always going to be unique, but that is not required by the foreign key itself. There could be duplicate copies of a foreign key. Okay. Also, there can be multiple foreign keys in a table. For example, let's say we create a products table. Products. Okay, this is your table. Sorry. Okay, there is this product ID, product name, and price. Let's expand these columns. The product ID 1, 2, 3. We are just having 3 products. Product name, let's say first one is a HP laptop, which is I'm using right now. Okay. Then there is, let's say, Samsung phone. Again, then there is a, I don't know, some cookies, maybe. Okay. And the price for this one is, let's say, 80,000. The price for this is, let's say, 50,000. And the price for this is, let's say, 200 bucks. Now, an order was placed by some customer But what was the order, or what was being ordered? Product ID. Tony Stark ordered a phone. Jane Doe ordered some cookies. I ordered some cookies. Uh, Tony ordered a laptop. Bruce ordered a laptop. Then I ordered a laptop, some cookies, some cookies. So a table can only have one primary key, but multiple foreign keys. Make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. So if you want to take a screenshot of this for your later revisions and just clarifying this, feel free to do so. I'll move it away. Done? Shall we move back to the
Yes.
SQL workbench? Just share this now. So this is your concept of foreign key. Now, one more thing. You cannot create a table with a foreign key before creating the original table. For example, if I try to create orders before customers, then that is not going to happen, because it is going to say, hey, you are referring to this customer ID in the customers table, but that does not exist. So I don't know where to connect it. Okay. So you'll always have to create the table which will hold the primary key, then the table in which that primary key is going to live as a foreign key. It's a simple logical rule. Make sense? Uh, Primary key, let me different table living in another table is called foreign key. Okay. And the table can only one primary key, but multiple foreign keys. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Foreign key should always be a primary key or can be another. Sneha, could you like explain what you're trying to say? Foreign key should always be another primary key or
Um,
can.
Sorry, sir. Actually, it can be from any other value as well, right? Any other column, or should it always be the primary key?
No, it could be any other column. It
All
can
right.
be any column. Okay. But logically, it makes sense to use another table's primary key as a foreign key. Why? I'll tell you. And it's
Yes.
very logical. Imagine the unique identifier, or no need to imagine, the unique identifier in this table is customer ID, right? But if I use foreign key as, like, let's say, if I use foreign key as first name, doesn't make any sense, because many people could have the same first name, although they could be very different people, they can still have the same first name. Like, there will be so many Akash in a table, and if I try to join by the first name itself, the system is always going to get confused, which Akash should I pick? But with respect to the customer ID, that confusion is never going to be there. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
I have a question. Aakash.
Yes.
Can you please explain the auto increment concept again?
Which concept?
Auto increment.
Okay. Auto increment is nothing but auto assignment of a primary key to a records by increasing that value one at a time. For example,
Okay.
record number, like we are trying to add students, record number one is me.
Mm.
Okay. Record number two is, let's say, my friend. Record number three is, let's say, Tony. Record number four is, let's say, you. Okay. So this assignment of numbers, one, two, three, four, so on and so forth, that is happening. If you want that process to be done automatically, that is, don't want to do this manually, then with
Mhm.
your primary key, you assign the keyword auto increment. That, hey, I don't want the headache of doing this numbering every single time, because I can also make mistakes. I could skip numbers, or I could probably assign one primary key to two different records, kind of like duplication. So I don't want to do that manually. You take care of it and you assign these unique numbers on your own.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, got it.
perfect. Also, we had one more question. We can't make foreign keys direct. SS, what do you mean by that?
Sir, first we create primary and then after we create foreign key, right?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, it's logical. See, if you are trying to do a VLOOKUP, let's look at this from Excel point of view. If you are trying to do a VLOOKUP and the original table is not present on which you are trying to bring the values from, the VLOOKUP reference from, how is that going to make sense? Okay, so always the primary key or the table with the primary key is going to be created first. Then only that primary key can be used as a foreign key in a different table. Make sense? Right. Okay. So that's your primary key, auto increment, not nulls, uniques, and foreign keys done. Then there is one more thing which I think you should know is default. Okay. Default is something that assigns a default value to someone. Okay. For example, how do we do this? Okay. Let's create a system. Okay. Create table if not exists. Okay. Sorry. Why am I writing this as a comment? Uh, Signups. Okay. We are doing signups this time. Then first thing we create is user ID, integer, primary key, auto increment. Okay. Next is we have first name, variable character, 25, not null, last name, variable character, but this can have null, email, okay, again variable character, 25, and this is not going to be like not null because every user should have a email ID associated, and this is going to be unique in nature. So no dual signups, please. Lastly, we want to record the sign up date. Okay. And this is going to be a date data type. Now, this process should be automatic in nature, right? Just like the user ID, this should be automatic. The system should identify when this sign up was made. When did this user came into my system? Okay. So to do that, you have a default value and you can set that default to anything. Okay. Maybe you want to set this to a hard coded date like 1990 0101. This could be your default. Okay. Or if you want to do this with respect to time, sign up time. This is going to be of time format. Default in this case is going to be, sorry, default. This is going to be 9 in the morning. So these are your default values associated with this. So with every column, if you want a default value to be associated, you can do this. Or with respect to products, if I was to talk with respect to products, create table if not exists. Okay. Let's say products. I need to have a semicolon over here. Product ID, primary key, auto increment, product. What happened over here? Oh, data type is integer, product name, variable character 25, not null. Price. Let's say I'm running a $99 store or a 99-cent store, where the minimum price that could be is 99 cents. Below that, we are not selling anything. The price can go up, but the default value for each product is going to be 99 cents. Okay, so decimal, and let's say 5,2, simple. Default value would be 0.99. So that is how you use default for assigning a default value to particular column, so that even if user is not entering some value to the database, the default is going to take over. That, hey, I didn't get any value, so I'm assigning this default value that was hard coded in my system. Make sense?
So Akash, I just had a question. Like, suppose in case there is any null value, or there's no value on it, so this default value which we have created it, that would get replaced to the null value, isn't so?
That will replace the null value.
Right.
Yeah. So if I enter a record, let's say I do this, insert, sorry, into signups. Okay. And let's do simple thing. First name, email, and sign up date. Okay. And values, I do myself. Okay. And email would be akash@example.com. And the sign up date, if I don't provide anything, if I do this, then this 90900101 is going to take over. That, hey, I wasn't given any date of sign up, so I'm taking over. But if I provide a sign up date, okay, which is going to be 2025-01-01, then obviously user entered something, so this default cannot be assigned.
Yeah. That.
Okay. So I hope that makes sense to everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. So that is your concept of some basic attributes that you should know in table. Now, obviously, there are multiple attributes, But as a data analyst, these are the very basics that you need to know to be a proficient data analyst. Okay, now we will start creating a table. Now let's do this in. Do you want an example of students or do you want an example of products? What would be more relatable and easily understandable by you guys?
Products.
Products. Okay. What about others?
Yeah, product.
Yeah, product
All right.
will be fine.
All right. Let's do products. Let's create an e-commerce example. Okay. I'll say this working example. Okay. We are creating a database of e-commerce. E-commerce database. For the sake of this example and for the sake of keeping this clean, let's create a new database as well. Create database if not exists, ecom db. Okay. I hope I don't have ecom db. I don't see it. This. Use ecom db. Okay. Let's create this. Let's use this. Refresh. So ecom db is there. First thing that we need is products. Okay. Products table. Create table if not exists. Products. Let me do one thing. Let's add some blank rows to this. Okay. Product ID, which is going to be integer data type, primary key of this table, auto increment, product name, variable character 50. Okay, because a product name could be long. And this is going to be not null. Product name should not be null. Then price, actually weight of the product is also something that we can capture. Product weight, this is going to be decimal. Okay, and I think the maximum deliverable weight of some product could be 100 kgs or something like that. So 5,2, not null. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Max weight of product could be 999.99 kilograms. And for the sake of clarity, let's write kg over here. Okay. Then the price. Price is also going to be decimal. And the maximum price that the product can hold on my platform. Okay. It's going to be max price. I think we should be good with 99,999.99. Okay, which makes it 7,2, right? 5 these plus 2, 7,2. Decimal 7,2, not. Let's do this. Do we need to capture something else? Or like, is this enough for example purpose? Okay. Next, let's create a customers table. Customers table. Okay. Create table if not exists, customers, and we need What do we need? Customer ID, integer, primary key, auto increment, first name, variable character 25, not null, last name, variable character 25, this could be null. Then we need email, variable character 25, let's do this 50, not null, and unique, and phone number, sorry, phone number, integer, and not null, unique. Okay, so one sign up per person. Okay, this is my customers table. Actually, address should also be there. Address, variable character, let's say 200, and not null, because I need to know where to deliver this. Last would be orders table. Create table if not exists orders. Order ID, integer, primary key, auto increment. Okay. Then who placed this order? Customer ID. Okay. And this is going to be integer, not null, foreign, sorry, foreign key. And this is going to be customer ID, which is this customer ID. Okay. References, customers, customer ID. Next is what I need, order ID, sorry, product ID. Integer, not null, because I need to know what product was ordered. Foreign key, product ID, references, products. Yes. And within products, it's product ID. Okay. Last would be quantity. What quantity was ordered? So this is going to be integer, not null. Make sense? A very basic e-commerce system.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have to run this code
Yeah. We will run this.
because it
Don't
is
worry.
giving me error on each of the first line, like customer underscore ID, then product underscore ID.
It's giving you error. Can I have a
Yeah,
look at your screen?
sure. It's showing this red line over here when I run the code.
The problem is your first line, create table if not exist, products, you have commented it out. The minus sign at line 117.
117. Okay.
Delete those minus signs.
Okay.
So you accidentally commented it. Same with 126.
Okay. Okay. So minus sign is not to be given in comment section.
Minus is only used for comments.
Comments. Okay.
Okay, you were commenting out an entire piece of code. That's where the problem is. Also, auto increment is written as auto underscore increment. It is the only reserved keyword where underscore is used.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
And you did not give data type for first name. I can see that line number 129.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now let
It's
me
running.
uh, line number 133, there is a comma. Delete that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
It's running. Yeah.
Perfect. Now let me go back to my screen. Okay. All of you, if you want, take a minute to write this code. And let me know when you are done. And you can scroll up a little so that you know that we are using a different DB. I think these two lines are done, right? Create database ecom DB and use ecom DB. Yes or no?
Done.
Perfect. So write these lines of code, the product table, the customers, and the orders table, and then we will proceed further. Drop in a message in chat once you are done. Just simply write yes, done, whatever. Is everyone done? All right, take your time. Done, folks? Perfect. Let's move further. Let me execute these pieces of code.
Yeah.
Product system.
Hi.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I was not. I forgot to attend yesterday. Actually, I didn't see my email.
Okay.
Anyway, I have. I'm following you now. But when I put the it's a create database, I'm not getting the dot at the beginning. This big dot, right? I don't know why.
Can I look at your screen? Can you share your screen with us?
Yes. Just, yeah. Okay.
You are getting these dots?
Here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Can you scroll up? Ah, line number 62, you forgot to put a semicolon.
Okay, this is causing the problem.
Okay,
Okay. Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. All right. So back to this. I created 3 tables, which means if I refreshed ecom and look at tables, I have customers, orders, and products. Okay. Now, right now we created this, so we know how these tables interact with each other. That is, customers and products information is present in orders. Okay. Also, this is a very small database, but when you work with a real world database, there could be about 20, 30 tables in a database. Also, you might not be the person who creates this. This was created by someone who was working before you. You joined and the handover took place. Now the company might or might not share this code with you of the table creation. but they will share something which is called as a ER diagram. Okay, and the ER diagram helps you understand how the columns or how different tables in a database are interacting with each other. Make sense? Now to create a ER diagram, just click on your database right over here. And in this, you have a reverse engineer. You can use a Control R shortcut, or you can come over here, click on this, let it load, and then don't touch anything. Just simply click next. I hope this pop-up window is visible to all, right? Or do I need to share my full screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Can you again tell me how to go to this reverse engineering?
Okay, just give me one sec. Let's me cancel this, close this. Here you have a database option, file, edit, view, query, database. Click on that. There you will see this option of reverse engineer, or you could press Control R or Command R, whatever system you are using. Okay.
Mine is a Mac. So can you just remove that cursor from there? I want to see which icon. Which is the...
Database.
I don't have option of database here, but
You must be having it. Can you share
can I
your
share that? Yeah.
Can you hit Command R on your system?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you stop sharing so that I can? Yeah. Thank you. All right. So let me go to my database, reverse engineer. Click on next. It will ask for your password. So punch in your password. This is mine. And click OK. It says execution successful. Just click next and then select the database for which you want to create this diagram. Okay. So right now we want this for ecomdb. I'll just select that. Click next. Again, click next. Execute. Once done, click next and finish. So this will give you this diagram that will be present over here. I hope everyone was able to follow this.
Yes.
And we all have this diagram, right? Perfect. Now, do you want
Yeah.
5 minutes of break or should we keep on continuing?
Yeah. Yeah. Before that, can you? I missed to check the tables. How can I add them? I only
Okay.
have the one of the tables, not the others.
All right. Here you go. Which tables do you have? Products?
I have customer.
Okay. Here's the complete code for everything. You can just write it down. Let me
No,
try to. Yeah.
I'm saying in the visual.
You
There, I'm
see,
supposed to check all the tables so that I get the visual, all the tables, but I'm getting only the customers table.
can I have a
Where,
look at your screen?
where did you go to database and other things?
Can you show me your screen?
Sure. That's what I mean.
Uh, you just have one table. No, you have actually two. There is one more table. Scroll down. See, you have products
Okay.
as
Two, yeah.
well. Okay. So I think you didn't create the third one.
Orders.
So there is no connection also.
Yeah, because you didn't create the third one, right? Can you go to the weekend batch tab that you
Where?
have on your system?
Tab.
Uh, yes. So at the top left, you have a home button. Yeah.
Okay, had this one.
To
Yeah.
the right of it, you have weekend batch.
Okay.
Yeah. Click on
So,
that. Okay.
right.
Then scroll down. You didn't create the orders table. Is that what you did?
It is there, but for some reason it is not reflecting here. I don't know.
Refresh it.
Actually, it's giving error down when I execute
Okay.
it.
Create table if not exist. Orders already.
Something
Fail
missing.
to open the reference table customers. Can you scroll up? The problem is your spelling for customers is wrong. Customers. But in your foreign key, you are writing it as customers. There's a
Where in the
spelling error.
orders or
Line
in the
number
orders?
96,
96, yeah.
you have written customers. References customers. Check your spelling of customers, right?
Customers, yeah.
And your table spelling for customers is Custoemers.
Okay, something wrong here. Okay.
So
So
you
I
need
have
to
to
change the
create
other one. Line number
o-
96, change the spelling.
only, yeah.
Go to line
That
number
one
90.
cannot be changed.
This one cannot be changed now.
Okay, it has to be done in update.
Yes.
So there is OEMRS.
The other one. Not this one, the
Sorry,
other one. The customers, which is
you
one,
mean the customer table or here?
this one, line
Just the
number
same.
96, outside the bracket. Yes, change this one.
Ah,
EMRS. Perfect. Now run this. Done.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Now you'll need to recreate the ER diagram.
Right.
Perfect. All right. Uh, do we need 5 minutes of break or should we keep on continuing?
I opt for continuation.
All right. What about others?
I think everyone wants to continue.
I don't know.
Let's take a break for 5 minutes. Then
All
we'll
right.
continue.
All right. It's 33 right now. Be back by 37. Okay. 38, 37, whatever you feel like. All right, shall we resume?
Yes, we can.
Right.
Yes.
Now, okay. Okay, so this is your ER diagram. It contains your tables and how they are connected. Okay, so you can just move them around like I'm doing. Okay, now you'll see there are few things that help you understand your tables and your relations. Okay, first thing first, you'll see this key or a thunderbolt kind of looking icon, okay, which will tell you which is the primary key of that table. So in this product table, product ID contains this symbol. Okay, it's in a golden color. I don't know if it looks like a thunderbolt or a key because it's too small to decipher. So this is the primary key. Same as order ID in the orders table and customer ID in the customers table. Okay, and when a primary key is present in another table, like a foreign key, it's given this diamond shaped reddish kind of a color. Okay, so you will see that customer ID over here is customer ID over here. Same with product name, or sorry, product ID is product ID over here. Okay, so you can make uh, like sense which column is present as a primary key and which column is present as a foreign key. And then you see these dotted lines poking, like stemming out of one table directing towards the other. What this tells you is at the one end, you will see this line emerging as a single line. And when it's connecting as a fork, okay, these are three lines. This means that this is a one-to-many relation. Okay, what I mean by that is there will be one customer ID within the customers table, but there will be multiple customers ID in the orders table. So this is one-to-many relation. Same way, single product ID in products table, but it can exist multiple times in the orders table. So again, a one-to-many relation. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. And if this was one arrow coming out and one arrow going in, then that would have meant that this was one-to-one relation. That is, foreign key is also going to have unique records, which means I would have to write over here unique, customer ID, not null, and unique. Then this would have been a one-to-one relation. So there are two prominent relations, one-to-one and one-to-many. And even one-to-many is much more prominent. In your real world work cases, you will see one-to-many many times happen compared to one-to-one.
And what made this one too many?
What made this one-to-many?
Right.
So in the products table, there will be always one product ID associated with one product, right?
Okay.
But that product could be ordered multiple times, right?
Uh-huh.
So single product being ordered multiple times, which is one to many. If on
Right.
Amazon there is iPhone 15, that's one single product, but all of us present over here can order that. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
So,
Yeah, but I'm referring to the visual.
okay, how does that know that this is a one to many, or how do we understand that this is one to many?
Yeah,
Which one?
the first one. The
The
first
first
one,
one?
the
Okay.
visual. How did it know that we want this to be one too many?
So over here, when I created this or over here when we all created this foreign key, right?
Right. Okay.
We
From the
didn't
foreign.
mention that the customer key or the customer ID needs to be unique. We didn't do this. So
Okay.
the system was smart enough to understand that, okay, this is a foreign key coming from a different table, which means it can accept multiple values because the user didn't specify it to be unique in nature.
Yeah.
Okay. So it deciphered that and established this as a one-to-many relation.
Right.
All right. Now, this is how you read your TR diagrams. Okay. Just few very simple things to understand. Which is your primary key? What is the relation between two or more tables? And what are your uh, foreign keys? That's all. If you understand that well, almost half your battle in data querying is completed. And I say almost. Now, I am going to share this file with you, Northwind DB. It contains multiple tables, order details, and all that. You can all execute this. It will take hardly few seconds. Okay, and it will give you this entire database that I have on my system. And then we can start learning about how to read data from your system. Just give me 1 second, I'll share this with you. Give me 1 sec, I need to find where this database is. Okay, I hope everyone has received this file. Yes?
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay.
Just download this on your system, and if anyone feels comfortable, just give me 1 second. Yes. If anyone feels comfortable to share your screen with us, or I'll just show you how to do this. It's not that much of rocket science. Just click on File. Okay. Open SQL script. The shortcut is Control-Shift-O or Command-Shift-O for the Mac user. Click on that. It will ask you where the file is. Okay. So in my case, it's in professional MySQL and Northwind DB. Click on select the file. So it would be in your downloads. Just open this and it will open this file for you. Okay. I need to get rid of this. Once you are here, you can either select everything and hit the execute. Okay. This Thunderbolt sign with a cursor or this one, or you can select like run the line number 1 and line number 3 one at a time. So create database first, Northwind first, then select everything, Control-Shift-End, and hit the Thunderbolt sign. That will do the trick for you. And within seconds, you will have this entire data in your system.
Can you please show it again?
Sure. Click on File, open SQL script. Shortcut is Control-Shift-O. Wherever your file is, mine is kept in my D drive. So I just select that, Northwind_DB. Click open. You can either do Control-A to select everything and then hit the Thunderbolt sign. Execute the statement under the keyboard cursor. or execute the selected portion of the script. Both will work.
Okay.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Done? All right. So I'll open a new query tab. The session one, this one is, I think, good enough till now to understand the basics. I'll save it and then open a new query tab by clicking File and New Query tab, or you can do Control T or Command T, whatever you feel comfortable. Now comes the read part. Okay. Now, first is we need to understand all the tables. So we have categories, customers, employees, order details, orders, products, shippers, and suppliers. Okay. Right now we are not creating the ER diagram. Just don't save over here. Oops. I'll do this later. Okay. Now to read a data from a table, okay, the simplest statement is select star from, and then you give the table name. So if I want to select everything from customers, I simply need to write this, select star from customers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this gives all records from customers table. If we all execute this will give me everything from the customers table. All 91 records and all the columns. I hope everyone was able to execute this.
Yes, done.
Perfect. Now, what if you want to select certain columns? Select specific columns from a table. Then instead of star, you mention the column names. For example, if I want customer ID, customer name, their address, and let's say their city. Okay. Select customer ID, customer name. Sorry, let's do this as English. Okay. Then address, city from customers table. So it's as simple as writing this sentence. Select, okay, customer ID, sorry, customer name, address, and city from customers. So just like you write in simple English, that's all that is required. Mention the column names separated by comma instead of star. Same from customers. Run this and it will give you only those records or only those columns. All the records, but the columns that you asked for. Clear?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So why aren't we using underscore, like after customer underscore ID?
Because the customer ID is written as simple customer ID. If you
Okay.
go to your Northwind, I'll show you. The customer ID in customers table is written as this.
Mhm.
There is no underscore.
So it all depends upon the data.
How it was created. Yes.
Okay. How it was created. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Mm. But you said
If
underscore is needed when we write a value in the
underscore
data.
is underscore is required where you want to give space. So if customer ID was written as, see, if I wanted to write customer ID, that would not have been valid. So
Mhm.
I have two ways to do this. Either I do a underscore to specify that this is a space, or I write this all together.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir, can you explain about the layout? For example, now we have at the top, there is like weekend batch, my SQL model and ER diagrams. And within the weekend batch, for me at least, there is a query when and the database that we just imported or downloaded from your, and there is the read that we have just taken, SQL file.
Mhm.
So what's happening here?
We are
I'm
trying
confused about the
here.
actual filing system.
Okay. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to learn how to read data from a database.
Okay,
Okay. And for that purpose, we are using Northwind DB, Northwind
because
database.
it is open,
Yes.
the current database. Okay,
Yes. So that's all.
right.
Okay. I mean, we could have done this on a smaller database, but I wanted you all to have a taste of how a real database looks like. That's why I shared this
Yeah,
Northwind DB with you.
that I understand, but I'm just confused about the I don't know what they call them. Like you now you have a SQL file 14. I am on skill session one, right there at
This one?
this the third level. There at the top there is local instance, okay, and there is my SQL model and there is EER.
Mhm.
Uh, Now how these are how they fit together?
Okay.
You understand what I'm
See,
asking?
the local instance is where I can write my code.
Okay,
Okay. This MySQL model is what was initiated when I wanted to create this ER diagram.
okay, fine.
Okay. So these two are not as required as of now. I can even close this. It won't make a
Hmm.
difference. Okay. I
Yes.
don't want to save this. Doesn't make a difference. But this local instance is where I'm coding right now. Okay.
Okay, now these all these databases are in this one instance only.
In
Is that
this local
correct?
instance. Yes, that's correct. But these are
All
in
right.
my local instance. You won't be having all of these. Like you will be having only SYS, Northwind, and I think IAM Practice DB. That's, or maybe you have this Ecom DB as well. But
Right.
this company DB, Foodify, these are all my local instances or local databases.
Okay. So in the database folders, if you like, there would what would I see there?
In which folder?
Uh, okay. So the one you sent us is just the script.
That's the Northwind one that I shared with you all.
Okay.
Okay. The other ones
Okay.
I haven't shared with you. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So where exactly we see the database is just within the management system, right? the workbench, yes?
Yes.
There is
So if
no
you,
actual file in a folder located somewhere, right?
there are files and folders that are created in your system, but I'll show you that after we like conclude this session. After we conclude this file, I'll show you where they are stored.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
It's actually because you were not present yesterday and you don't know how to save a file. That's why you are getting a bit confused where these files are stored.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So I believe that selecting columns is clear to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, it is clear.
Yes.
Perfect. Now, right now, this is a small database. Okay. This is just, I mean, in terms of tables, this gives you a glimpse of what a real world data could look like. But in the terms of actual data, this is still very small. Like no business is going to have 91 customers only. Okay. This is maybe what you acquire in a day or two. Okay. Now, what if your table has millions of records? Let's say you are at Amazon and you try to say, hey, show me records of all the customers. Okay. Your system could take literally minutes to execute that for you. So at times you want to just get a gist or look at a very small portion of your data. You want limited results to be thrown back at you. Okay. So if you want to limit the output, there is this keyword called as limit. So let's say I only want to see the first 20 records, which is I just want to understand how my data looks like. I'll say select star. I want all the columns from customers. Limit, I'm saying 25. I want 25 records. I run this and it will give me all the columns because I mentioned star and I have 25 records. After that, it terminates itself that, hey, you said you want 25 records and that's what I'm giving you. Make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. So that's your limit keyword. Then you have order by. Okay. You can arrange your data in a specific order. Okay. For example, if I want to order my customers, now by default, it is always arranged in ascending order of your primary key. You'll notice that primary key is going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So that's how the default works. Now, if I want to order it by some other column, let's say I want to order it by country, all I need to do is select, let's do specific columns this time, customer ID, customer name, then let's do country simply. Okay. From customers, order by, and then you mention the column name by which you want to order. So customers, sorry, country. Okay. You execute this and this will be arranged in an ascending order based on the country. You'll notice that the customer ID is now jumbled up, but the country is now ordered from AR to AU to B, so on and so forth. Make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. And if you want to do this in a descending order, okay, I'll just simply copy this. At the very end, write DESC, which says now you go by the descending order. Execute this, and you will see that this is going to run in a descending order this time. V, U, so on and so forth, and A would be at the very last. Okay. And then you can have multiple columns for your sorting purpose. For example, select everything from customers, order by, country. But if there is a tie in country, because we can see multiple Venezuela, then you can tell it which column to look at for the secondary sorting. Right now, the secondary sorting by default is always going to be customer ID. Okay, so you can change that. You can say use city, and for city, you can use maybe descending order. So country would be sorted in normal ascending order, city would be done in descending order. Run this, and you will see that city, okay, Buenos Aires for all of these. Salzburg, which is descending, and then Graz. Both are from Austria, but since there was a tie, then it referred to city. Salzburg first, Graz second. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
And then you can also combine this with a limit. Select star from customers, order by, country, city descending, and limit just 10 records. Right. So same thing, but this time only 10 records will be returned. No more than that. Okay. And this is the exact order that things go in. So select comes first. Select is going to be the primary keyword when you are trying to read the data. Then you tell which table you want to read it from. Order goes next, in what order you want this, and how many number of records. So you can never do something like this. Select star from customers, limit 10, and then if you try to write order by, this is going to show you an error. Even if I write the complete code, okay, I'll just copy this. This will still throw an error saying order by is not valid at this position. So this is valid. Now this will work. And this is where SQL gets its name from, sequential query language. You have to do this in a certain sequence. If you don't respect that sequence, your code is going to break. Are we clear on this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's clear. Perfect. All right, so that's your select from order by limit. Then there is your where clause.
Excuse me, I noticed that when I execute, first time it gives me only 8. I run it again, it gives me 9, and then it gives me 10. What is the problem here?
Can you show me your screen?
Um, mm.
Okay.
Now it says here 10, right? Customers 10.
Okay. What you are
But
seeing right over here, the customers 10, it's the number of times you have queried that data out of it. Okay, it's not about how many records it's throwing back at you, it's what number of code you have executed till now. For example, go one step down, line number 36, come to line number 36.
30?
36.
36. I don't have 36.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
go to
okay.
35 and then hit enter. Once more.
Right.
Once
Say
more,
that
please.
again.
Once more. Yeah, and right, select star from
Select.
star asterisk
Okay.
symbol from, okay, this time write employees, not customer, but employees,
Okay.
and execute this piece of code for us.
Sorry.
Execute this code.
Okay.
See, it says employees 11, but that doesn't mean that this is giving you 11 records only. This is telling you that this is execution number 11 from the employees table, and the number of records has nothing to do with this. Make sense?
I didn't hear your sentence. What was that? I can see here, yes.
Yes. So employees 11 mean that this is the 11th query that you are executing. Okay, 11th output that I'm giving you. This output is coming from the employees table, but this has nothing to do with the number of output that you are getting. Make sense?
No, not sure.
Okay.
Now this the number, there are 10 here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it says 11. What you are saying is,
Okay, run it once again. I'll show you. Once again. And once again.
okay.
And again.
So
Now,
it's increasing.
yes. So this is only telling you how many times you have executed your code till now.
Okay, okay, fine. Yeah. It's nothing to
Okay.
do with that table, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Next comes your where clause. Now, where helps you filter out the data based on any condition that you can pass. Okay. For example, if I want to filter out people from Germany, okay, select all customers from Germany. I'll simply write select star from customers where country equals Germany. If I execute this, you will notice that no other record will exist except for people who are from Germany. So this is how you start filtering your data. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
And then you can start combining all these conditions. Okay. For example, now let's look at some different table. Let's look at products. Select star from products. So I'm just doing this to get a gist of this data. Okay. So let's do category ID 1. I don't know what category ID this is. So category ID 1 and price should be greater than, let's say, 10, because I see something less than 10. So let's do this greater than 10. So select star from products where category ID equals 1 and price greater than 10. So that is how you combine different conditions. Okay. So all these products are from category ID 1 and nowhere you will see price less than 10. Even equal to 10, you won't see. It's always going to be greater than 10. So to combine conditions, you have and keyword, okay, or keyword, and then there is not keyword. Okay. For example, if I want all products except from category ID 1, I'll say, so I'll just copy this piece of code. Okay. Where not category ID equals 1. So you'll notice everything will be here except products from category ID 1. So this is negating what I wanted. I specified equals 1, but this is a negation of that. That hey, it's written as 1, but I don't want 1. Is that clear?
Yes.
Perfect. And the other way to do this would be you simply write an exclamation mark before equals. And this will give you the same results. So you can either write it using not or just a exclamation mark before this. So this is a comparison operator while this is a keyword. That's all. And while we are at this, comparison operators, there are few basic comparison operators. First is equals, which is written as equals sign. Not equals is written as exclamation mark and an equal symbol. Greater than is written as this, greater than or equals to is written as this, less than is written as this, and less than or equals to is written as this. I think you must have used this in your Excel or other modules that you have covered so far.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's the same thing in SQL also. So go ahead and try to find all products from products table that are either greater than 20 or do not fall in category ID 3. Okay, so all products that are either not in category ID 3 or their price is greater than 20. Try to do this. And let me know once you are done. Done? Perfect. Price greater than 20 or category ID not equals 3. I hope your code looks something like this. Now, things could be other way around, like you mentioned category ID first or price later on, but this is how this should look like. Yes or no?
Price should be less than 20, right?
Greater than 20. I wrote greater than 20. See?
So products that are either not in category or their price is greater than 20.
Okay. So price is greater than 20 or category ID is not equals to 3. So satisfies both the constraints of this. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Great. And then again, obviously, you can start doing your order by and limit after this. So if I say select start, actually why I'm doing this again, why don't just copy this? Okay. Order by price. I want this in descending order. That is, I want the most costliest product at the top and I want limit 10. So this will give me all the products that are not in category ID 3. Their price is greater than 20, ordered by the price, and in the end, I'll get my 10 top costliest products. So these are my top 10 costliest products that are not from category ID 3. Okay. Now, obviously, this doesn't make sense now because the last price over here is 46. But again, this is just an example purpose. This is how you start combining things. Make sense?
Yeah.
Great. Then there is this concept of count and distinct. Okay. Now, what if you want to count the number of some records in your table? Okay. Or you want to count the number of unique records in your table. Okay. So right now, select star from customers. Okay. It's a small table, so I can just scroll down and see that there are 91 customers. Okay. Or select star from products. I can scroll down and see that I have 77 products. But what if this was a bigger database and I wanted to see how many products are listed or how many customers do I have? Okay. So to do that, there's a simple process. Select count and in bracket you write star. Okay, so this will count all the records that are present within the table. Okay, and by record I mean the number of rows. Okay, as num customers. So as is a alias. Actually, let me just show this to you first. From customers, number of customers associated with my business. I need to do one thing. We do this. Okay. So if I execute this, I get 91 customers. But at the very top, you will see that the column name is kind of not very user friendly. It's exactly written as count star. The formula that I gave or the piece of code that I wrote is being mentioned as the column label. So change that. I can use an alias as num customers, and I can give any alias that I want. Okay, it's kind of like a nickname for you. Run this, and you will see number of customers 91. Okay. Does that make sense?
Can you please repeat this to me?
Which part? The count star or the alias?
Num customer.
Okay.
Count path.
If I execute this gives me 91, right? Which is okay. That it's saying that you have 91 customers. But if we look at the column name, it's written as count star. I know what this means, but the end user for whom you will be passing on this file after you are done with your data analysis, you pass on the end results to your manager or colleagues, they won't understand what this count star means. This is not a very user-friendly name. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So you give it an alias. Okay. Count star should be written as num customers in the end table. This is what this is going to be referred as. So
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
you get num customers. Okay, and the alias could be anything. You can give any alias that you want. You can simply write XYZ and it will print that for you. The logic is always going to be same. It's always going to count number of customers for you, but what column label you want is your choice. So num customers is my choice as of now. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now is the concept of distinct. In our customers table, start from products. Sorry, customers. We saw that we have customers from different countries, Germany, Mexico, UK, whatever. And let's say that you get a question that, hey, let me know which all countries are our customers from. Okay, that where are we getting orders from? Now, to do that, you just need to do one simple thing. Okay, let's first write the question over here. What all countries are my customers from? So you simply say select distinct, which means unique country from customers. Okay, run this and you will get one record each. So Mexico, which we saw was being repeated multiple times, is now only written once. So Germany, Mexico, UK, Sweden, France, you won't see any duplicate records over here. So these are the countries from where your customers are coming from. Okay.
Yes.
And you can always combine this with a count. So you want to know the number of countries, select count of distinct country as num countries from customers. And you have customers from 20 different countries, 21 different countries. Okay. So you're done with select from where you're combining of logics and your operations, and you know about count and count distinct. Uh, should we start learning about formulas or should we practice some of this? Because we still have 30 minutes and you are all walking at a good pace. So how do you want to proceed?
Akash, I had a query. Like all of these functions which we are learning till now in SQL, like
Mhm.
basically it may be a silly question. Just curious to know. Like mostly all these functionalities in SQL where we are going to utilize in as a data analyst, like mostly where it is used.
It's used in querying out or in finding out different aspects of your data. Okay. Obviously, the problems are not going to be this simple. No one is going to ask you, hey, how many distinct countries do we supply to? Okay.
Mm.
These are just some very basic questions that are being laid out to you so that you learn the foundation. But how you combine these different pieces of a puzzle, okay, is something that you are going to do this. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll I'll be very honest with you. These are very, like, no code that I have written in a very, very long time is of 2 lines. Like this, this is something that you do for just finding out something very quickly. Okay. In reality, when you start coding, your codes will go 20, 30 lines deep. Your Sorry, yeah, please go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. So this is just you learning how to lay the foundation. You are learning about the different pieces of the puzzle.
Thank
Okay. So do you want to practice with the select using different aspects, or do you want to move to the formulas? Not the formulas, actually. Yes, the formulas. Because there are certain formulas that are used with text, there are certain formulas that are used with dates, and you have different ways to work with different data types. So how do you want to do this?
Maybe we practice more today and freshly we can start next week.
All right, all right. So let's do it that way if you want. So let's look at categories. This is going to be unique in nature. Like if we want to select everything from categories. This is going to be very simple. Select star from categories. And obviously this is going to be distinct because category ID is mapping every category to a different number. So this is very, very simple question. Customers we have already done. When we come to employees, let's try to find all the employees, their first name, last name, and their birth dates. Okay, maybe the HR needs it so that they know how to plan their birthday parties. Okay, so select employee ID, employee name, first name, sorry, first name, last name, and date of birth. So anyone who wants to solve this, how this would be done? Anyone?
Sorry, what was the question again?
You have to select employee ID, the first name, the last name, and the date of birth for all the employees. How will this be done?
Instead of star, we keep all this column names and from category.
Perfect. That's the right answer. Let me just write it down. Just give me 1 second. Sorry. All right. So this is going to be select employee ID, first name, last name, birth date from employees. And this will give me all the records. Okay. So if we look, we have 10 employees working with us. And someone as old as from 1958, 1955 as well, 52. Anyways. Okay. What if I want to find out who the oldest employee is? How do I do that? Find your oldest employee. How do I do that? Anyone?
Do we use where clause and give the date of the year?
No. But you don't know how to use functions, right?
Order by
Yes.
birth date.
Yes. And
Order by birth date.
and I'm saying and.
Descending.
Yes, that's correct. But what else? You need to find your oldest employee.
Ascending.
No, no, no. Oldest is always going to be like the first one born. Yes, you need to order it in certain way, but you need to find the oldest person, right?
Age.
No, you don't know how to calculate age as of now.
And
Today.
No. See, this
Grid.
gives you everything ordered in a birth date fashion, right? Yes or no?
Limit 1.
Yes. So this is your oldest employee, employee number 10. And how do you find your youngest employee?
Ascending order.
Ascending is by default. You need to do this in a descending order. Same query, but the order would be descending this time. This gives you your youngest employee, born in 1969. Okay.
Yep.
So that's your employees table, then your order details. Okay, let's look at order details. Let's see what questions can we form from it. Select star from order details. Oops, sorry. What am I doing? It's like this. Okay. How do I find the order that had the maximum number of products? Okay. Find the order detail ID, not the order ID, order detail ID, where maximum quantity was ordered. How do I do this?
Count.
Hmm? Anyone?
Select order detail ID, order ID or product ID.
No, I just want order detail ID. That's why I wrote select order detail
Order
ID.
by quantity,
Yes,
descending, limit 1.
from order details. You said order by,
Quantity,
in which order?
descending order.
Descending.
And limit 1,
1.
right?
Yes.
401. Okay. But let's look at this from a different perspective. Select. Why am I commenting everything? What has happened to me? Star from order.
Now, these
details.
queries all, they are not case sensitive, right?
No,
They don't
queries
care
are not
about
case sensitive. You can write it in simple, small case. Okay. From order details, order by quantity. Sorry, descending order. 120, 100, 90, 80. Okay. I think that example won't fit here. But what if, okay, think it through. What if quantity for the 401 and 103 was same 120? Now this is something for you to think about. Okay, what if these both were 120 and you were just limiting one? Aren't both these order details ID entitled to be the part of your output? Yes or no?
Yes.
So this is where limit will be a pitfall for you. Okay, so we'll learn this later on when we'll learn about subqueries. Okay, and then there are window functions for this as well, but that is for something later on. But you need to think it through. Okay, that there could be ties, there could be scenarios where two or more outputs are ranking for the same position, and your query is not capturing all of them. So this is one common scenario you will run into in your daily life as a data analyst. Okay, let's see what does orders have. It has customer ID, employee ID, order date, and shipper ID. Okay, let's do this with order date. Select star from orders. Okay, what if I want, okay, let's look at the orders first. Let's see, 19. Okay, what if I want all the orders that were placed in July 1996? Okay, select all orders placed in July 1996. How do I do that? You can do this with comparison operators. So that's a hint for you guys.
Where clause?
Yes, where is always going to be there because you are filtering something. So where clause is going to be there. Select star from orders where, what next?
Order date.
Yes. And
Between maybe.
nice. There is a keyword between. So whosoever guessed this, damn. All right. So there is a between keyword which you
I don't
like.
know the keyword, but maybe between.
Yes, between is a keyword. We will learn this later on. Like I told you that there are keywords, there are functions that you need to learn. But between is actually a keyword. And you can mention two dates that you want
Yeah,
as
if we
your,
are using between, you
yes.
can use.
So it's going to be 1996, 0701. And yes, 1996, 07. How many days in July? 31?
Yes.
So
You
we are
run this.
using and operator. So
Yes, we are using kind of and. This is equivalent to select star from orders where order date, sorry, date
Where
is,
month
sorry,
from order where month.
month is a function. Now you are getting into where what you haven't learned yet. Okay, between was a very good guess. So order date is greater than equals to 1996 07 01 and order date, sorry, this is also order date is less than equals to 1996 07 31. So both of these are going to give you the same output. Okay, you can either use between or you can use combination of and, comparison operators and. The choice is going to be yours, whatever you feel comfortable.
between is much better.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's your between. You learned between as well. Then you have functions, year, month, day, time, but we will learn that next week. Okay, then you have price would be simple. Like how we did this with date, that would be simple. Products, let's see, okay, we were in products. Shippers is also going to be very simple, nothing to do in here. Suppliers, I believe, is also going to be, okay, we can do something with suppliers. Select start from suppliers. Okay. How do I find all suppliers that are from UK, USA, or Australia? Find all suppliers from UK, USA, or Australia. How do we do this? Anyone? No one. I mean, this is very
Where
simple.
Where
We select
country
where country,
Where country,
and
not and, it's going
equal
to be
and
or
then
this time.
or
Okay. Country equals UK, or sorry, there is going to be no comma, or country equals USA, or country equals Australia. Okay. So
we
this will
cannot
give you,
combine.
yes, you can combine them. That is where I'm coming. Okay. Now you see that this is kind of problematic, that you have to write this part three times: country equals, and country equals. That's kind of problematic. And what if I even added Japan to this, or maybe some other countries, let's say 5 countries? It becomes kind of repetitive, isn't it?
Yes.
yes.
So there is a keyword called as in. Okay. And what you can do is select start from suppliers where country in. Now you can pass a list of options: UK, USA, Australia, and for the sake of example, let's throw Japan as well. Okay. And if you run this, this is going to give you the same output as writing or every single time. Make sense?
Yes.
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 Faster and manageable way of filtering data using multiple options from a column. And I'm saying options. Okay, options always means or, it's not and. And is combining two uh, constraints. Options is multiple options from a single list. Okay.
We want to add description of the country. I mean, the order of the countries in this specific query.
No, you can do this in any way whatsoever. Like I could have thrown Japan first and that wouldn't have made any difference. And you don't need to follow certain order into this. Throw it in any way whatsoever. And if it encounters a country that is equal to any of the options provided, it will give the results to you. But if you want to order your output,
Yeah.
then you can do this.
Okay. Just order.
Okay. Then this will be ordered out. So you can stack these pieces together in a ordered fashion. Select from where, order by, limit. Okay. At the very end, I'll write the order of execution. Not order of execution, order of writing the code. It's going to be select first, from, where, order by, and last is going to be limit. Sorry. So this is how you order your code when you write it. Okay. And obviously more pieces will fall into it as you will learn further. So there are going to be multiple things falling into this. I hope we are all clear till this point. How to query out the basic things. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. So any doubts, any questions before I give out the assignment that was prepared for you guys?
My question is regarding the saving now.
Okay, saving is simple. I'll just show it to you. Just click on File, Save Script As.
Okay.
Since you are saving this for the very first time, save Script As. It will give you where do you want to save it. I want to save it in my download section. And I'm going to give this a name of IM Skills Session 2. Okay, click Save, and that's done. So I can now share it with you guys as well.
What is the file name while saving? Can be
Sorry, Ashish,
yeah.
you were saying something?
Yes. So what is the file name while saving as
Your voice is very low. Like I can barely hear you.
Okay. So what is the file name while saving as script? It can be
So
any name.
can you write it? Like I don't know if only I am unable to hear you or if everyone else is also.
Yeah, it is very low.
Yeah. Okay. So that is it. Now let me just bring out your assignment. And mind you, this assignment was not prepared by me. This was prepared by some other faculty. But I have gone through it and it's pretty simple. It's not very difficult. What should be the file name while saving as script? You could give any name whatsoever. It's just how you save any file on your system. The file type is always going to be .sql, but you can name it anything that you want.
I have one question regarding the Microsoft SQL, not MySQL, if you know about it. I have problem in this import data in Power BI. If I want to import, sorry, in the management system, I want to import data, it is grayed out. I have only import flat file, but that did not work with the Excel sheets. Import data is grayed out. I cannot select it. I was told there is one missing element or something here. update, but I don't know what is it. I searched using the AI, no clue.
Okay. First and foremost, I literally have no clue about Power BI. Like, I'm a data scientist, not a data analyst, so I haven't worked with Power BI. I know a little bit of Tableau, but nothing about Power BI. So I'm sorry, but I won't be able to help you over there.
No, did I say I mistake? It's not Power BI. It is Microsoft SQL.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to import data to a database. The option for import data is not there. It is grayed out. I cannot select it.
Maybe did you sign in your session? Like, the problem that most users face when they are unable to import or export something is that they are not signed in into the application that they are using. For example, if you don't punch in your password in your MySQL, you are still able to use SQL, but you are not able to import or export anything. So that is maybe where you'll be having this problem.
Um,
Do you, do you get
and the
that?
other thing is there too much difference between MySQL and Microsoft SQL in terms
No,
of
not exactly.
queries?
No, not exactly. There is very little difference across any platform that you use for writing your SQL queries, be it your Postgre, be it your Microsoft, be it your MySQL. There is little difference, like very little difference, hardly 2 or 3%.
All right.
Okay. So I'm sharing this file with you for your assignment, and you need to submit your answers in, like, whatever code you write. Okay, you need to submit it back in Excel, like copy paste and paste it in Excel and then share it back with the faculty. I'm sure you know how to upload this. Can you post assignment in the chat? Yes, I'm doing that. Just give me 1 second.
Yesterday's video would be loaded
It
before
should
the
be,
weekend,
yes.
Shala?
Yes,
Okay.
it should be there in your system. Like, it should be in your
LMS.
LMS. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So this assignment should be in the Excel format, not in SQL.
No, I mean, the faculty that is going to inspect it, they asked me that please ask them to copy and paste their outputs and code in an Excel file. That's more convenient for them. So I'm just passing the information.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, if it was me, then I would have said that give me give this to me in a SQL file, but it's their choice. They are asking for it in this fashion.
Okay.
Okay. Assignment 1.xlsx. Here you go, guys. Can you share your email, please, or contact details if you have questions? Yeah, sure. I might not share my email. I'll give you my LinkedIn if that works with you. The problem is my inbox is always flooded. So LinkedIn is something that is manageable for me. If that works, I can give you my LinkedIn ID. Here you go. So if you run into any problems, if you run into any errors, and you want to like reach out to me or for anything else, just message me on LinkedIn.
What will be the data for this assignment?
I think it's already uploaded in your LMS.
Okay. Oh.
If it's not available, maybe just reach out to me on LinkedIn and I'll get that for you in maybe 1 or 2 hours. But I assume that it's already in your LMS.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Any other doubts or queries, or are we good to conclude the session?
No doubts.
Great. Perfect. All right. Work on your assignment, go through the notes, practice something on your own. And if you want more interesting and challenging questions, feel free to reach out on LinkedIn. Okay. And next week, we are going to take this a notch up.
So also,
Yeah.
when we have to submit,
I think
this
you need
assignment.
to do this in 5 days. I think that's what your
Okay,
deadlines
within a
are.
week.
Yes.
Within a week.
Yeah. So it's within a week.
Okay.
Okay.
And Akash, should we share it to the same email address, data@iimskills.com, or which email address should we send the assignment?
I am not sure. That was not communicated to me. I mean, the only information that I have is.
Normally it's data.
Yeah, so do it there. Whatever you were doing till date, please just do that.
Now, sir, my previous question about the files. Okay, we saved now the script. What about the instances and that? Now, if you show me your workbench.
This is what instances are we talking about? Here's my workbench.
Okay, so you have this local instance, right? Now, all these scripts, they are not related to that instance, or
No,
they are.
no. These things that you see, that file number 37, Northwind DB questions, these are my personal files. Okay. The only thing that is related to as of now is session 1 and session 2. Session 1 was shared yesterday. Session 2 is what I have shared today. Northwind DB is also what I have shared with you guys today. But other than that, nothing is related to you guys. It's
Yeah,
just.
I mean, just as an example, these are where these are in that instant, or that's what I'm confused about.
These are in this instance only. These are all part of local instance. So think of this as an Excel workbook, that this is an Excel workbook, and these are different sheets.
Okay.
The
Now
sheet.
these are saved. You can see them in a folder, right?
Yes.
In the
So
folder.
depending on where I have saved them, like this is in my D drive. This is also in my D drive. This is in my downloads. This is in my downloads. Okay. So depending on where I have saved them, they are located just where I wanted them.
Now, how they are related to that instant?
The instance is nothing but your session. Okay, your current session. If I close this, my current session will close. So local instance is nothing but your current session. That's all.
But you can create several instances, right? On the same.
Not exactly. So this local instance that you see, this is the only instance that I can create on my local system. One instance on a system.
Okay,
If you want to have multiple instances, you will have to have a router connection. That only happens in a company. On your local machine, you can't do that.
But if you select this plus, you will create an instant, isn't it?
Which plus?
Just after my SQL connection. Right up.
This one?
No, not there. You were there in the previous screen. In your previous screen.
Over here? This one?
Yes, here. All right. Yeah.
This will start establishing a new connection or a new user. Okay, you don't need to touch all of this. This is going to set up a new connection. That is not required. Okay, all the time, every time you say come into your workbench, all you need to do is click on this, punch in your password, and then just start working. Don't try to create new connections. Don't try to create new instances. You will open a Pandora's box. Trust me, you don't want that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Akash, just wanted to confirm assignment. Are these the ones? I'm just sending you the screenshot.
Sure.
I think one is Power BI and one is SQL.
No, I just shared SQL. So there should be no Power BI.
I mean, the folder has both names on it, so.
Folder? I shared assignment 1.xls file. So where is this folder coming from? Is this from your LMS?
Yeah, from LMS.
Yes, then that should be the case. But you are looking at assignment 2 document as well. So you just need to focus on assignment 1.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other doubts? All right. If not, then let's conclude the session.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see you guys next week.
See you.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, sir.